Welcome back to another episode of the Real Deal Podcast. Today we're going to come at you with some heavy duty stuff. There's a lot of bad stuff going on in the United States that I never thought I'd see in my lifetime, and a lot of my friends never dreamed of it either. It's almost like it's, 1933, 1939 Germany all over again with the way some of y'all are acting out there. Keep hearing about the Free Palestine movement and keep hearing about everybody seems to be against Jews. Have you noticed that? Well, I have. And I know you have. And if you haven't, you might just be guilty of being one of those. I don't even call them anti-Semites. I call them anti-Jews. And it's not Zionism because you hated the Jews before Zionism even existed. And most of you can't even explain what Zionism is. I will tell you, Zionism was created by Theodore Herzl in the late 1800s because he was trying to get a homeland of safety and security once again for Israel Jews. Now in Israel, the Jews still live there. They never all left. Jerusalem, Judah, Judea, Jew. See where it all comes from, people? But many of you say, oh, that's Palestine. It was only British Palestine when the Brits controlled it. And it was full of pretty much Arab nomads that were kicked out of other countries because they didn't want them there. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but on October 7th, when Israel fought back the next day, Egypt refortified their wall because they didn't want the Gazans there. Why is that? Why do you think they did that? They didn't do it to keep the Jews out. They did it to keep the Gazans out. And I'm getting a little tired of all this racism in the United States against Jews. Jews make up 2% of America's population and 0.2% of the world's population, yet the majority of hate crimes in the world is against Jews. And here's something else, and I hear this a lot too. Well, it's a religion. You're right, it is a religion. It is an ethno-religion, which means it's an ethnicity and a religion. So you can be born into the Jewish bloodline, and you don't have to practice Judaism because there sure are a lot of evil people out there that are very ashamed of their Judaism. And they don't keep the faith, they don't keep mitzvahs, they don't keep Torah. They mix the meat with the dairy, they eat their bacon, and to each their own. I'm not going to judge you. You do what you got to do. But don't try to say you're a Jew when it's time to get a vote or something like that. And y'all know who the people I'm referring to. There's a lot of them. Karl Marx, he was a Jew. Hated it. Was raised to resent it by his family. George Soros, he's Jewish. You know how he started making money? And there's videos out there. You can see this. George Soros, they try to hide it, but it's there. Trust me. George Soros was a Jew. But his family, like a lot of people, and I don't blame them for trying to hide because they knew what was going down, they got a fake birth certificate saying he was Catholic. But he went around with his uncle, who was pretending to be Catholic too. And the Germans knew this because what they were doing is they were going and selling out Jews. They were selling out their own kind, sending them to the camps, and they got a cut of the money that they caught. And not to mention, they would take the gold and silver fillings out of people's teeth. They would take their glasses, their shoes, everything they had. And he's talked about this before. He got a cut of the money. His uncle got a cut. He got a cut. And George Soros said it was the happiest time of his life. Yes, the happiest time of his life, selling out your own kind to go die in a death camp. You call it a concentration camp. They weren't concentrating. They were dying. It was a work camp. And a majority of the people died. To this day, the population of Jews in the world are less than what was before the Holocaust. That's the truth. I'm going to talk to you about the religions. A lot of religions out there are against the Jews. And I can't imagine why. I get it with the Muslims, okay? It's part of their book and everything. And Muslims like to do this with the Christians. And let me tell you right now, I don't attack anybody's religion. You have the right to believe whatever you want to. If you want to believe in a flying spaghetti monster, go for it. But show me the respect for what I believe in, and I'll respect you too. And as far as the Muslims go, I may not agree with them, but it's their book, and they go by it. I don't like it, don't agree with it. But what they do when the Christians go and ask them, why do you hate the Jews? The thing they say to get them on their side is because the Jews killed Jesus. And there's a lot of Christians that use that and say the Jews killed Jesus. No, they didn't. First of all, that's against Jewish law. The Jews would not be allowed to kill him. And it was the Romans. Oh, but the Jews sold him out. They took Barabbas. You know, that's a good story. How true do you think that is? Let me tell you, the Christians keep attacking everybody. And Christians, I'm not attacking you personally, but if you're not on the side of the Jews right now, you're not a real Christian now, are you? Let me talk about a lot of your Christians in America. They're phonies. They're phonies. Jesus, or Yeshua, as you call him in Jewish, in Hebrew, he was Yeshua. He came and died for your sins, so you can do whatever the heck you want and just say, whoops, sorry, and it's okay. It's not how it works, people. That's not how it works. But hey, you believe what you want to believe in. That's your trip, man. But if you were a real good Christian like you're supposed to, and you want to follow the laws of your Jewish Messiah, then you're going to stick up for the Jews. And I notice a lot of you aren't. A lot of you just let it go. No big deal. A lot of you are jumping on the bandwagon and attacking the Jews with the Free Palestine crap. Let me tell you, Israel did nothing wrong. Israel's been attacked since day one. Israel's been around for about 6,000 years. Israel, the Jews, Judea, Jerusalem, been around for almost 6,000 years and have done nothing wrong to anybody. They just try to live and let live. And it's horrible how a lot of these people are reacting. You're seeing these Christians out there marching, speaking out against the Jews. Well, then you might want to speak out against your Jesus, who followed all 613 mitzvahs of the Torah. Your Jesus, who stood on the Temple Mount, and on the Sermon on the Mount, he spoke out and said, I have come to uphold all my Father's laws, not do away with him. And here's the thing, too. Many of you worship him, put him above the Creator. You know, there are many gods out there, but you put him above the Creator? That's the biggest sin there is, man. You're worshiping somebody other than the Creator? That's your trip. And you think he's going to forgive you for that? That's not how it works, man. Let me tell you about religions. There are 4,000, about 4,000 that are recognized worldwide. There's up to 10,000 different religions in the world. So what makes you think yours is right? Who are you to judge others by what they believe in? Okay, you can believe what you want to, but don't say that somebody else is wrong because they think different than you. I have a lot of atheist friends, agnostic friends, Christian friends, Muslim friends. I don't care. They don't persecute me. They respect me. I don't persecute them, and I respect them. And if somebody is mean to me, I don't want them in my world, man. Get your negativity. Move on, brother, man. Move down the road here. I got a lot of Catholic friends. Do I agree with their beliefs? No, I don't. A lot of their stuff I don't believe in. But you know what? They're still my friends, and I respect them. Live and let live. That's what we're supposed to do in this world. There are 12 main recognized religions in this world. And let me tell you about Judaism. Judaism was the first monotheistic religion in the world. That means they only believed in one God. Now, there are many out there, many of them. And it even says in the Torah, or as you call it, the Old Testament, most of your Christians, what does he say? He names the gods. He tells you, but don't you worship these guys, because I don't deal with that very well. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, a lot of gods out there, there's probably there's about 20,000 gods. The Greeks had a ton of gods. The Norse had a lot of gods. The Hindus have probably 18,000 gods. And that's okay. You can believe what you want. And it's just sad, too, that a lot of these people in the United States of America now are turning on the Jews. You know, the Jews have been here since 1654. This was not a Christian nation, people. When the Christians came here, it was a land of brown and red and mixed people, basically, for a harsh word, because you had a lot of people crossing the Bering Straits up north when it was cold. And then they would start breeding with the others. And they brought their own religions. Now, the natives believed in all kinds of different things when they first got here. The Christians, for the most part, took the land from them and took over. And then the Jews came in. And the natives were very happy to see them. They met them in their ships and was like, oh, we've heard about you. You are the six-sided star people. That's good that you are here, because they will persecute you and hurt you more than us. And the Jews were like, hey, welcome. We got no problem with you. Here's some money. Can we buy some land? Thank you. We don't use money, but can you trade us horses? And they did. And the Jews worked with the natives, unlike a lot of the white people that came here. And then the Jews were like this. On the ship, they're like, welcome. It's nice to meet you, little Indian guys. Oh, we prefer the word native. Someday they're going to make this up to us and give us casinos. We don't know what that is, but that's okay. We'll help you. You know we control everything. Just ask everybody. We own every bank. What's a bank? We'll build one for you. And they were like this. They were like, the natives were like, they're like, what's your name? And it's like, my name used to be Chief Running Dog, but now they call me Dumb Guy. It's like, that's a stupid name. I'd like to sue them and get my name back, but we don't have lawyers. You're in luck. Look at the ship. Jews are always lawyers. Jews and doctors. What are you going to say, right? Stereotypes. But sometimes they're true. They might not be good, but sometimes they're true. Anyway, enjoy the jokes. Back on the serious now. Jews are 2% of the population of America. They've been here forever. They've cured diseases. They've helped everybody. They've done technology. They are not committing a genocide in Israel like everybody seems to think. And if you're a Christian, y'all need to stick up for the Jews. Let me tell you about so-called America, the Christian nation, okay? Why is it that the Gregorian calendar every month is named after a god, a foreign god? The days of the week are named after gods. I mean, Sunday is named after the sun god. Come on, people. But you want to talk a good game? I say you get off your butts and quit hating on the Jews. Because it's looking like 1930s Germany around here. Many of y'all don't care. You got no heart, you got no soul. And you think your Jesus is going to protect you and save you? I don't think he will. Because he's going to look away and he's going to say, like he says, I never knew you. You persecute the Jews, you're persecuting him. Those are his people, man. You know? I'm just trying to educate y'all. I just want people to get along. Quit putting all your prejudice around. You know, it's horrible to watch this. I'm watching Jewish people scared to wear a yarmulke now. They're scared to go to temple. The temples are desecrated every day. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. But if somebody does something in America to a Christian church or a Muslim mosque, oh, heaven forbid, that's horrible. We're all brothers and sisters in the eyes of the great Creator. Whether you believe in him or not, that's cool. That's your trip. But we are all brothers and sisters. We're brothers and sisters on this planet, and we need to start getting along like it. I accept you, you accept me. Let's all get along. It's not that freaking hard, people. It's not that hard to be a good person. Peace and love.